Good morning, class Earth. Now, today we are going again to continue History, Chapter 10, The Dawn of the National Movement. In this chapter, today our topic is Indian National Congress. Beta, the Indian National Congress was founded by A.O. Hume, who was a retired English civil servant. He wanted to create an association which would be under the supervision of the British and which would understand the demands of the Indian people. It means that he wanted to create an organization which works as a link between Indian and the Britishers. The first session of the Indian National Congress was held from 28 to 31st December 1885 at Gokuldas Tejpal Sanskrit College, Bombay. The number of delegates who attended the session were 72 in all. And the first session of Indian National Congress was presided. That means the president of the first session of the Indian National Congress was W.C. Banerjee. The name of W.C. Banerjee was Vyomesh Chand Banerjee. The Congress met once a year. The main aim of the Indian National Congress were to bring together leaders from different parts of the country. The session means the aim of the session. The aim of Indian National Congress were to bring leaders from different part of the country together. The second aim was to create national unity among the people. Next one is that to present demands before the government related to India. Next one, to remove racial, religious and caste prejudices. And after that, the last one is to create public opinion in the country. There are two phases. In them, the moderate phase of Congress is the first, and the early phase of Congress is known as the moderate phase. During this phase, the main demand of the nationalist movement was to get more say for Indians in the power and a better quality of life for Indians. The moderates leaders believed in constitutional method and in methods of persuasion. They regularly sent petitions and resolutions to the government for change. Some of the important demands raised by the Congress were: the first one, Indianization of higher grades of service and expansion of the Legislative Council and its power. Second one is that greater say of Indians in administration and government. Third, Swaraj or self rule within the British Empire. Fifth, withdrawal of Arms Act. And the last one is reduction of land revenue imposed on landlords and peasants. More money for irrigation. Also government aid for Indian industries and withdrawal of ban on free trade. These demands reveal some interesting trends. Although the Congress was mainly composed of the English educated elite, at most of the demands raised by them concerned the common public. These demands helped the Congress in making a better contact with a large section of the public. Thank you. Our next topic is rise of radicals and militant nationalism. That is day after tomorrow.